This is my cast that was put on last Friday, about August 3rd. And this is Thursday, August 9th. Tomorrow we're going to have it taken off and see whether the wound has healed or not better or not. The problem is that I can't function with this cast on. I can't go down my steps outside of my door. So I can't go out to get Accessoride or use the bus. I'm really not supposed to be doing anything for a long time here. I'm supposed to just letting this foot heal, but I have no aid, no help. And people keep demanding me to do things, to keep my apartment, to go to the lawyer, to go to the SSI, to go here, go there. And they won't honor the fact that my doctor has said I shouldn't go out anywhere or do anything. I should stay home and lay in my bed and rest. And I should have an aide to help me, just with simple things like cooking and getting my food together, and I'll direct them what to do and they do what I say. Be fine. But that's not happening. It's not been happening for 6 years, or 7 years, or 6 years, a long time ago. I came out of the nursing home and I was supposed to have an aide and a nurse, and they came one day and they never came back. And nobody ever did anything to solve that problem. So what am I supposed to do? I did the best I could. I was bedbound then. If they would have given me an aide and given me the help they were supposed to give me, I would have healed, gotten better, and I never would have had to have been in the hospital again and for 2 months, and 2 months in the nursing home in isolation, and then 5 months more waiting to get where I could come back to my apartment. And I was supposed to come back in December. Then they put it off to January, and the nursing home kept putting it off, saying my apartment wasn't livable. But now I'm in the apartment, but they still won't give me any aids. They're supposed to. I qualify for them. It just doesn't happen. And I'll tell you, you taxpayers, you easily spent $40,000. Well, not 40, but probably 20,000, keeping me in the hospital, in the nursing home, and having operations being done. See, I'm a poor person. And when you're a poor person, you go to the hospital, and cling, the register rings up. Anything they can figure out to do to you and insist that you need, they can get away with scamming the government out of that money. And they do. And that's why we have the problem with health care, because all this entitlement business, if they would do it right and honest and truthful, and if people were responsible in the healthcare industry, it would be wonderful. But they're not responsible, and so you get overcharged. Everybody who pays out of their own pocket gets overcharged if they're on Medicare. Medicare is just a slush fund for crooked doctors or irresponsible medical field industry that just keeps sucking money out of it and doesn't heal people or make them better. But they're okay. They're the official ones who are allowed to steal under the guise that they're going to help you. And anyone else that doesn't have their license from the government to steal under the medical field is a quack. Even if they can heal people or do better than the doctors, if they're not in that system, then we're told by the manipulators that they can cure cancer, but 50 people get healed, but 1 died. And the doctors can't heal cancer, they admit it, but they get paid fortunes for treating it with things like chemotherapy. That is crazy, absurd. But they think it's okay. They like it. It's a treatment. They keep doing it. They repeat it. They may keep making money. And so it's okay. Even though all those people die from cancer eventually, if not right away. So the doctors don't have any better health rate, cure rate. Now look at my feet. The left foot has the cast on it. The hole in the bottom of that foot that has taken 4 months to heal was put there by a doctor in New York City in a hospital the day I got arrested for going to church at Riverside Church. And they are liars and thieves. They pretend they're liberals and that they're not biased, but they were completely biased against me. I learned all about discrimination from the experience I had from the liberals who controlled the Riverside Church. And the Riverside Church isn't supposed to be controlled by any one group or one faction or one idea. It's supposed to be a place where people come with different ideas who don't agree, from different backgrounds, and they learn from each other. They try to understand why someone else thinks differently than they do. They don't try to hate someone because they disagree with them. That's the original purpose of Riverside Church, was to have a... And yes, in those days, there was a bias against liberals and modernists and some of these things in the world. So it was good there was an open door for Dr. Fosdick to preach Will the Fundamentalists Win? And the other things he preached. But he wasn't, when he was a child, he was saved himself. He believed in salvation, but he became bitter. And he had trouble with his own personal, I won't tell you what it is, he told me, but I can't tell you because it's a secret. He had problems. And he didn't understand grace. This is my conclusion, having dealt with him, having met him, having talked with him when I was a child, having seen him for about 8 years, and watched him progress, getting older, preparing to die. Which, when you get a certain age, you realize you're going to die, and you start to refocus life a little bit. And he regretted a lot of the things that happened at Riverside Church, even before he died. He regretted that he had been so insistent that it didn't matter whether the Bible was accurate, completely accurate, the inerrant Word of God or not. His statement wasn't that, oh, the Bible isn't true. His statement was that if it's true or not doesn't matter. I mean, he didn't say it didn't matter, but he said he believed in Jesus and in the ideas of Christianity that he understood. But whether the Bible was a literal Word of God or not didn't matter to him. And he honestly thought that science and research and theologians had figured out the truth. But he was wrong. His ideas, in my opinion, his ideas were wrong. But it was all part of that whole system that we've gone through where everything has been placed in doubt. Nobody knows anything anymore, and the end result of it is we have a nightmare. We have a nightmare. People are dishonest. People don't know right from wrong, and people, insist that something that is very clearly wrong, they insist it's right because they want to do it, or they themselves want to do something that's wrong. And so if they say it's okay for other people to do things that are immoral or that are considered odd or strange, then that gives them room to do what they want to do that's strange. If I want to smoke pot and you want to have an abortion, then fight the government till pot smoking is legal and get you to vote with me to let pot smoking be legal. I'll agree that you should be able to kill your baby if you're a woman. And no, we won't call it killing a baby. We'll just call it women's rights, or right for a woman to control her body. Although killing the baby has very little to do with controlling her body. To kill someone else because you don't like something about your body in any other way would be considered wrong. But it's okay for a mother in our society today to kill her child. And that goes against nature. It goes against most of what we have thought for centuries and decades, a millennium, to be what a mother is supposed to think about her infant inside of her. And then of course we get high. I don't smoke pot, I never have. And I'm a virgin, I've never had sex. People accuse me of all sorts of things, but I didn't do those things. I never even thought to do them. Those are evil ideas. And if I did, I didn't, even what I'm accused of isn't so terrible if you just listen to the facts. It's just, but no, anyway, didn't mean to put all this in here, but I did, so that's good. Now we'll see whether we can get this on YouTube or not. Thank you. Goodbye.